Hello everybody and welcome to this unboxing video. Today looking at the Airfix 1/72 Gloster Gladiator. This is the 2024 re-release of this particular tooling, and this kit was actually chosen by you guys, by which I mean the subscribers. I held a little poll to decide which of my basic Airfix kits to build, as I do have quite a few of them piling up now, and this one with more than 50% of the votes, so 120 people voted at time of recording, and more than half of you chose the Gloster Gladiator, so I've listened, and this is the one I'm going to build. If you're not a subscriber and you'd like to potentially have a say in what I put on the channel, then all you have to do is hit that button and it will show up on your feed when there is a poll. And I, generally speaking, listen, there's only been one occasion where maybe I had accidentally sort of finished the model before I even posted the poll. But other than that, generally speaking, I will indeed make the option or follow the options as voted for by you. Moving swiftly on, you can see that I have made this kit before. Here are my two Airfix Gloster Gladiators. We have one in standard RAF colours, which is alright, I suppose. These are enamel paints. It's dirtied a little bit, as is often the case with some of my older builds. And this is the exact same kit, except it has added cobweb. There we go. In Belgian colours with a twin prop instead of a 3-blade. So yes, I am familiar with this kit and I'm a big fan of it, and there is nothing that's going to stop me from buying more of them. So when I saw this version, I thought, might as well. The top of the box shows Scheme A, which is a Norwegian Gladiator, which is something a little bit different. I'm not sure it's going to attract too many people. We'll have to wait and see. But it is certainly nice to have something unusual in terms of a scheme for an aircraft. We've got the Airfix logo at the top left, and the description here, 1/72 Gloster Gladiator Mark 1/2, product code A02052B. At time of recording, the Series 2 kits are $11.99 on the Airfix website, so you may find it for a little bit less than that, of course, if you're an Airfix Club member or something like that. But that gives you an idea as to the sort of price point of this kit. The grey edge is standard Airfix, so we have mostly warnings, but it does also say that the design and tooling is from 2013 and this version is from 2024. So we're looking at an 11-year-old tool. Spoilers, as you've already seen, I've made two before. I quite like it. I think it's pretty good. The red upside-down edge has a history of the Gladiator and the two schemes that are included in this kit, as well as an indication of what paints you would need. 1 flying hour, little Airfix Club logo, skill level 1, and of course, nothing on the back. And this is what you get on both shop edges. So let's see what we have inside. All of the plastic parts are contained in this bag. We will look at those very shortly. For now, we have the instructions, and there should be, there we go, the decal sheet. We have common parts at the top, including instrument panels, some black rectangles, and a lot of warnings. These are, of course, cartograph decals, so they are beautiful in print quality. They are some of the finest out there. And most of that is legible if you have eyes that are better than mine. And the Norwegian option is fairly basic. You have the Norwegian markings, the red, white, blue, white, red, and number 41, that is all. And the second scheme, you have some RAF roundels and registration things, but we will see that in the instructions shortly. Standard Airfix affair. If you've ever made an Airfix kit in the last decade, you'll know exactly what to expect with this. We have the history of the Gladiator, some basic stats there as well. And then the same thing repeated in multiple languages. Also tells you to clean. And I know I keep saying this, but I don't actually clean my parts before painting them, and they've always been fine. But I know that some people will always wash their parts before painting them. But maybe this will be the kit that I do. Who knows? Your general guidance into how to make a model, which, again, standard stuff. There are your icons down at the bottom, and construction begins now on page 3. I'm not going to be looking at every single step trying to work it out. You get the general gist from just looking through. You've got option of cockpit open. I say cockpit open because, of course, it does have a canopy, but you have a hatch to get in and out as well. Multiple colours on the inside. You've got a pilot, a below. So if you need a pilot, excellent. Placement of 4 interior decals. Plane coming together, optional stand, we get it. And it's a skill level 1, as it said in the box, but there is quite a lot to it. Step 19 down the bottom of page 4, but look, there's a whole page 5 as well. So yeah, quite a lot involved in this. Optional 2 or 3 blade props. There's a little engine starting crank on step 23. And optional canopy for open or closed, as already mentioned. This also has what some of the other biplanes of the era do, such as the Tiger Moth. It gives you the strut with a little bit of supporting plastic, so you can put them all in together and then cut the supporting plastic away. Makes the hardest bit of the kit easier. And we even have a rigging diagram. Now, you may have noticed that I did not rig my previous one. I may rig this one. I haven't yet decided. It is still quite small, and my eyes are not amazing even at my age. So maybe I will, maybe I won't. Comment below. There's, of course, an etched set. I could also buy that. If you want to see that, then again, let me know. Scheme A then, as it says here, Norway, April 1940. It is all over silver. Don't forget, these aircraft were not made of metal. Therefore, this will be a silver dope. So don't go polishing it like it's a shiny big metal plate, when in fact you should be just painting it like it's silver paint. The Norwegian logos on the tops and bottoms of wings, and the rudder, port and starboard 2-bladed prop painted black. And Scheme B is for the Royal Air Force Coastal Command, based in Norfolk, which, if you didn't know, is the county I call home. July 1942. It's a it's a weather flight. I'm just going to call it a weather flight. I can actually say meteorological, but I struggle if I think about it too much. Anyway, this is in your fairly standard dark green and ocean grey over medium sea grey. Interesting to note that the bottom wing does not have shadow compensation, by which I mean it's the same colour rather than paler. You will often find British biplanes had a paler underside so that the shadow from the top wing would darken it to match. I'm not sure if it ever really worked, but you often see it nonetheless. A fairly smart scheme. Not much to write home about. Note that it has a 3-bladed prop because it's a Mark II. On to the plastic then, and we have 4 sprues, 3 of them in dark grey plastic. This looks like the newer style of Airfix plastic, and a 4th here is in clear. I'm going to leave this in the bag as I normally do. We'll have to wait until the build to see the clearness. The clearnicity. See-through-ability? I don't know. Anyway, it looks okay through the bag. It may be a little bit thick. It's not very large, but we've got 2 canopies and an open one. So plenty of options there. Either way, like I say, we're going to just leave it in the bag for now. By keeping it in a separate bag and sealed away, it's less likely to be scratched, and I don't want to be scratching it at the final stage of its delivery, so it stays there. Starting then with this sprue, which is sprue A. Look at that, perfect, right at the beginning of the alphabet. We have the fuselage. My camera was so upset with me calling it a fuselage rather than a fuselage that it went out of focus, so now we're back in focus. I'll call it a fuselage and not upset the camera anymore. Reasonable detail, looks quite nice. A little bit heavy perhaps in some places. Those, I assume they're rivets or bolts. They're quite thick. There's the interior. We also have the engine. That's rather nice, isn't it? Yes, quite fond of that. The cockpit area, as well as the horizontal surfaces, and There is the struts, as mentioned in the instructions, with his little bracing straps, so you get them at the right angle. And your pilot, who has his legs quite far apart. He is flying the Gladiator like he's riding a horse and not ashamed of it. Good on you, sir. Good on you. A few other parts in there as well, but looks good. Looks good. This one then, sprue B. Here we have the wings. More of the same. We've got a fairly gentle representation of fabric over the spars, which is quite nice. It's not overdone, but it is visible. That's how I like it. And that is true of both the top and bottom wings. There's the bottom there. And we have the bottom of the cowl featuring the exhausts. We have more struts there and there. Underwing machine gun pods. Cockpit. Notice for an 11-year-old tool, it doesn't appear to have any notable flash, just the occasional tiny bit there. So, looks good. Oh, and there's a tiny bit of stringiness there as well, but nothing noticeable. And then this is sprue D. There we go. Sprue D. A-B-D. Although the clear sprue is C. So there we go. A, B, C, D. Blimey. Makes sense, doesn't it? And this is presumably going to be mostly unused. We have a 3-bladed prop. There was only the 2-bladed prop on sprue A for the Mark 1. So this here is for the Mark 2. Everything else is ski related. We have skis here and covers for them, and here as well. So yeah, I'm only going to need the propeller because the sprue is predominantly for one with skis, which would be appropriate for Finland rather than Norfolk. I don't know if anyone watching has been to Norfolk, but it tends not to be so snowy that it needs skis. Right, so there we go. A very simple unboxing because it's a fairly simple kit. There's not really that much to the Gladiator, and as I've said, I've made this kit before, so it's not exactly going to be a surprise to me. My plan for this kit is to do Scheme B, which is the Norfolk one. I bought this because, well, there's two reasons. One, I didn't really need an excuse to buy another Gladiator, but there was a new Gladiator available. I kind of regret not making a silver one before. Saw the silver one as Scheme A and thought, might as well. Then saw that the second scheme was actually this really lovely Norfolk scheme, the meteorological flight. Therefore, I bought it to do that one. So that's probably what I'm going to do. The silver one is really interesting. I do like the idea of a different country, Norway, which I do not have in my collection at all. However, it would just be assemble it, rattle can it, and stick it on the shelf, which, whilst I know I want an easy kit to make, that's a bit simple. So, plan is Scheme B. There is a good chance that by the time you watch this video, I've already finished it, but there is an equally good chance that I haven't. So if you really want Scheme A, now's the time to say it. Drop it in the comments below. I will do my best to honour that. I'm just getting twitchy fingers and I want to start this kit already. So, thank you very much for watching. Thank you to everyone who voted in the poll. Don't worry if your choice was not the victor. So we have the Jet Provost, the Nat and the Spitfire. All of those will be made on the channel at some stage. In fact, the Nat already has been made as a kit, but not what I'm doing with this one. But anyway, that's besides the point. So there will be others on there. I just wanted to know which one to do first. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, notification bell if you like, or you could become a channel member like the people appearing on screen. Kits like this aren't cheap, you know, and since I started this channel, I've realised that I need more kits. I actually had enough to last about 2 or 3 years worth of videos, but I still need more kits. So if you can help with my addiction, that would be very much appreciated. But if you don't wish to become a channel member, that is absolutely fine. Just watching the video, liking, engaging with the algorithm, doing whatever you can, really. The fact that you've made it this far, you've already done a good job. Well done. Pat yourself on the back. Maybe go and make yourself a drink and eagerly await the next instalment of whatever it is I choose to put on the channel. It may be the Gladiator. It may be something else. Who knows? Until then, goodbye.